There was a man who, by some estimates, is considered the richest person in history. Many modern economists believe his wealth would exceed the combined fortunes of the richest people alive today. His name was Mansa Musa, the ruler of the Mali Empire. He died around 1337. When he went on a pilgrimage to Cairo, he spent so much gold that Egypt's economy struggled to fully recover for years after he left. How is that even possible? And here's the more interesting part. The strategies he used still show up in Silicon Valley today. In this video, you'll learn which universal mechanisms the richest people in history used to build their wealth, how those mechanisms have changed and how they haven't, and what practical lessons you can take from them. But let me say this first. This video might shock you, because their success can't just be explained by they worked really hard. They all had something in common, a strategy, a way of thinking that most people never recognize in their entire lives. In this video, we're going to break down that strategy. But first, let's start with some of the greatest wealth holders in history, because their story isn't just about money. It's a story about power, systems, and human psychology. Mansa Musa. In 1324, a man entered Cairo with a massive caravan of tens of thousands of people. His camels were loaded with gold. Along the way, he gave gold away, especially to the poor. At first glance, it looked like generosity, but the result was destructive. Mansa Musa, the ruler of the Mali Empire, released so much gold into the market that the price of gold dropped sharply across Egypt, Arabia, and North Africa. Several historians describe this event as the first major inflation shock in history caused by a single individual. Modern economic historians note that it led to years of price instability across regional markets. So what was the secret behind his wealth? At that time, the Mali Empire controlled some of the largest sources of gold and salt in the world, and the city of Timbuktu, a place many people today don't even recognize by name, was one of the most important centers of trans-Saharan trade in the 14th century. Mansa Musa kept control over these resources, managed the trade routes, and turned diplomatic relationships into economic tools. So what's the lesson? Control over a unique resource and strategic trade routes. The formula is still the same today. Just replace gold with data and route with platform. But the person who comes after Mansa Musa is even more interesting. Because he didn't sell gold, he sold the system itself. The Rothschild family, 1815, the Battle of Waterloo. Napoleon was defeated. When historians look at the financial impact of this battle, one family's name keeps coming up, the Rothschilds. The family, originally from Frankfurt, placed 5 sons in 5 major European cities: London, Paris, Vienna, Naples, and Frankfurt. Their most powerful weapon? Information speed. In a time when news could take weeks to travel, they had set up a courier network and got the news days ahead. For decades, a legend has surrounded this family. It's said that Nathan Rothschild learned the outcome of Waterloo before the market did. Sold British bonds first, created a panic, and then bought everything back, cheaply. How much of this is myth and how much is true is still debated. But one thing is clear. Historian Neil Ferguson shows, in The House of Rothschild, that their real advantage was systematically getting information faster than their competitors. This was their greatest strategic weapon. What's the lesson? Getting information before anyone else has always been the strongest economic advantage. Today's hedge funds, algorithmic trading, real-time analytics, they all follow the same principle. Whoever gets the information first wins. The Rothschilds didn't just manage one nation's money, they were lending to multiple states. Political power depended on financial power. This was wealth turned into a system itself. But how did this system evolve in America's industrial age? The next person was even more ruthless than the Rothschilds. John D. Rockefeller. In the 1880s, the oil industry existed in America. Rockefeller didn't just participate, he bought it. He crushed competitors, made secret deals with transport companies, and controlled prices. By the 1890s, his Standard Oil controlled 85 to 90% of U.S. oil refining, a figure officially documented in antitrust cases. How was that possible? Rockefeller wasn't just drilling for oil, he controlled the entire chain: extraction, refining, transportation, distribution. Economists call this vertical integration. Today, you see the same concept in Apple, Amazon, Tesla. They also control every step, from product to sale. According to Ron Chernow, in Titan, The Life of John D. Rockefeller, Rockefeller tracked every expense in a notebook from childhood. He didn't see frugality as a lifestyle, he saw it as a strategic tool. Control expenses, control profits, then control the entire system. What's the lesson? Don't just sell a product. Aim to control the entire ecosystem around it. This is the core strategy of today's tech companies. In 1911, the U.S. Supreme Court broke up Standard Oil under the Sherman Antitrust Act. The paradox? It made Rockefeller even richer. He kept shares in all the spun-off companies, and together, their value far exceeded the original parent company. So what have today's tech billionaires learned from Rockefeller? How similar are their strategies? The answer might shock you. Modern billionaires, old strategies, new language. Jeff Bezos once said, "I focus on my customers, not my competitors." But look at Amazon in reality. That's pure Rockefeller strategy, just in digital terms. Amazon controls its warehouses, logistics, cloud services, and payment systems. This is vertical integration. Rockefeller's oil has been replaced by Amazon's data, but the principle is the same. Take Elon Musk. Tesla makes cars. SpaceX builds rockets. Starlink provides internet. Neuralink works on brain interfaces. X runs a communication platform. This is like Mansa Musa, controlling gold and salt, unique resources, uncontested domains, all under one roof. Look at Bill Gates. In the 1980s, Microsoft struck a deal with IBM. IBM wanted an operating system. Gates hadn't created one yet. He bought a program called QDOS from Seattle Computer Products, renamed it MS-DOS, and licensed it to IBM. This is a modern version of the Rothschild information advantage. The right move at the right time with the right information. What's the lesson? Strategies from history don't go out of style. Only the application changes. Resource control, information advantage, and system integration. Across different eras, under different names, the formulas are the same. Economists Thomas Piketty, Emmanuel Saez, and Gabriel Zuckman show that in recent decades, the wealth of the top 1% of the world has grown far faster than economic growth. That mathematical gap isn't an accident. It's the result of system design. But is this system fair? And if not, what can be done? In the final segment, we tackle the hardest question: system, fairness, and practical lessons. For you, French economist Thomas Piketty introduced a formula in Capital in the 21st Century: R greater than G. That means, as long as the rate of return on capital is higher than economic growth, wealth will always concentrate at the top. This isn't ideology, it's a mathematical tendency. From Mansa Musa to today, the richest people understood one thing: money working for you generates faster returns than working yourself. It inspires people and tests the system at the same time. So what's in this for you? First, resource control. What do you know that others don't? Where do you have unique knowledge, skills, or connections? That's your gold. Second, information advantage. In every field, get the right information earlier than anyone else. Build the right network. The Rothschilds couldn't have grown without their courier network. Third, vertical thinking. Don't just sell a product or service. Look at the whole ecosystem around it. Who are you selling to? What else do they need? Which part of that chain can you control? The wealthiest people in history didn't use a magic formula. They just focused on three things others didn't see: resources, information, systems. Combine those three, and Mansa Musa's gold, the Rothschild courier network, Rockefeller's pipelines, Bezos' servers, they're all different forms of the same principle. And these three principles still work today. The difference? Today you can apply them with far less capital. Information is democratized. Platforms are cheaper to build. Access to global markets isn't reserved for billionaires anymore. The question is, will you use this knowledge? If this video gave you a new perspective or sparked a thought, leave a comment below. Tell me, which of these historical strategies made you think the most? Mansa Musa's resource control? The Rothschilds' information advantage? Rockefeller's system integration? On this channel, every week we dive deep into history, economics, and strategy. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because once you hear what's coming in the next video, you'll see today's episode as just the introduction. Understanding history is how you read the future.